Hello, Relentless family. We are back again for another Thursday, and this is a special Thursday. We are going into a holiday. We are still in May, and this is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. You know me by now. I am your host, Kenyatta, and the founder and counselor of Relentless Counseling. And I am so excited about our Thursdays together where we get relentless. We are working onto our best self, learning how to love ourselves unconditionally and how to walk in our purpose and answer the calling that is on our life. That is what we do here every other Thursday. And we're so excited to be back again. And we are talking about mental health awareness. And it is this topic is so important. And we're talking about it, I think, at a really great time as we are closing out this month. So we only got one more week left in May, but we're coming in at this topic right before Memorial Day. And we know this is a holiday. We get to take a long weekend, get off of work, go on vacation, see family. But this holiday is meant to be an honor and respect for those who sacrificed their lives, those who went to war, those who fought for us to protect us in this country, so that we have the freedoms that we have today. And we honor that. I respect that. I have family who has been in the military. And so military always have a special place in my heart. Military soldiers, those who just work in all branches of our military force, they have a special place in my heart because I have family that I love dearly that has served in the military, really each branch, I believe. But so we respect that, we honor that, and we take this holiday out of honor for them and celebrate them and all their work and sacrifice that they made for our country. Now, with that being said, that, people being at war, but we are also at war within ourselves, and we are at war definitely financially with the economy is today, but we are at war with ourselves physically, mentally, and spiritually. Our three main foundations we are at war with. And sometimes they battle against each other. Sometimes they collaborate with each other. But when we are at war, we are at turmoil with ourselves. And at the same time, when we're in turmoil with ourselves, it causes us to disconnect with other people. And we are a human species that feed off of connection. We need connection. Some way, somehow we need to connect with others. And when we're at war with ourselves and not taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, or spiritually, we are in a war with each other as well. And we fighting against things that that we don't even know what we're fighting about because we're so stressed, we're so overwhelmed, we're so burnt out in so many other aspects of our lives that we don't know what to do with that. And so we take it out on each other, and it is painful. And we want to be able to battle and win this war that we have against ourselves and against each other. And so that's what we're talking about today. Mental health awareness. What does that look like? What does that mean? And how do we promote mental wellness in our lives on a daily basis? And so if you're one of those note takers, you can get your pen and paper, take notes, or if you just want to listen and just get a boost of inspiration for your day, you are in the right space. And so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I listened to a clip from a powerful woman, and it sounds like she does a lot in her industry with tech and work. And I don't remember her name, so I do apologize that I can't give her credit for this question I'm about to ask you. That she mentioned in this talk that she did, talking about work ethics, talking about business and how you represent yourself in companies or in your own business. And she brought up this question, and she even said it herself that she's never heard this question said before, but it was so profound and it made her really think about it. And I'm listening to this like, okay, well, what is this question? I probably heard it before, or maybe it is easy to answer, but we just never really look at it. It's like people don't really ask us, are we happy? And it's like, we know if we're happy or not. We can explore that. We can talk about that, but we don't never really get asked. But anyway, before I go down another rabbit hole, the question was, who are you uninterrupted? And just like that lady, that question blew her mind. It blew my mind as well. Not that we are never asked this question, but it blew my mind for when I tried to reflect on it myself, that I could not really answer it. And I think that I can't answer it because I need to really know what I am uninterrupted, but also know what interrupts me. And that's how I feel when we talk about mental health awareness. This is what this question is talking about. Because daily we are doing something physically for ourselves and our physical health, right? Let's count it off. We naturally have to sleep. We need sleep. Some of us we need more and some of us need little, but we need sleep to survive. It is a just like breathing, we need sleep as much as like we breathe air to live. And sleeping is something that takes care of our physical health. What else do? We eat. We need food to sustain, to burn energy, to get energy. We need food. That's a natural thing where we're eating 2 meals a day, 3 meals a day, or where we eat all throughout the day. We need that. Now, are we doing always the best job with all these fast food, processed food? Maybe not, but we know we are taking care of ourselves physically because we're eating, we're sleeping, we're staying hydrated with water, we are getting some type of exercise sometimes on the day, or maybe we need to get more, but we are always focused constantly. There's tangible things that we do every single day that helps us focus on our physical health. Now, we are also doing things daily that is impacting our mental health as well, but we don't pay attention to it the same way we pay attention to our physical health. And I think this is why we are at war with ourselves, because we are not being aware of how we're taking care of ourselves mentally. And also another thing that goes blind because we can't always see it and it's not always tangible is our spiritual walk, is our spirituality, and whatever that means for you in your values and your belief system. So our mental and our spiritual, they kind of really work hand in hand of how do we take care of that daily? Are we taking care of that daily? And it goes back to that question. Who are you uninterrupted? If you were not interrupted by anything, any distractions, any stressors, any illnesses, physical or mental, what could you do? What are you capable of? Have you even thought about that? Even if it's like, you know what, this is hypothetical right now, because as humans, we tend to always be interrupted by something, but we never focus on what if I'm uninterrupted? What could I accomplish? What can I do? Can I really move mountains? Yes, because God said all you need is a faith of size of a mustard seed, and you can. But what can you do? Who are you uninterrupted? I want you to really write that down. Put it on your mirror, put it on your refrigerator, put it on your computer at work, on your phone where you see it every day, of who am I uninterrupted? What does that look like? And how can I get there? How can I be uninterrupted? And it's a tough question to answer, but it's such a powerful question to ask ourselves, and a way to motivate ourselves. And it's also to get a clear picture of how do we care for ourselves mentally? How do we care for ourselves spiritually? Because if I know that what I can do uninterrupted, then I also know how I can battle and attack what is interrupting me, what is disturbing who I am and my identity and who I am in Christ, who I am as a mother, who I am as a if you're a male, as a father, as a son, as a daughter, as a friend, as a wife, as a husband, as a girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever your label or title is. How are you disrupted? Do you even know what disrupts you? And mental health awareness is literally that, being aware of what it is that is impacting my life that I may not can see all the time. What I can see internally, what I feel internally, and how it manifests out externally. And being able to really focus on that, really identify that of what is interrupting you. And I am not going to be long today, but I want us to really, that question was just so powerful. And I was like, okay, I got to talk about this with my Relentless family, because what is interrupting us? What is disturbing our peace? What is disturbing getting to our best self? What is the barrier to that, what is keeping us from loving ourselves unconditionally. And a lot of these things is maybe our feelings are getting in the way. Maybe we feel so offended by everything that we get stuck in the offense versus getting on the defense. That we stay in that threshold of being down, being wounded, where we forget that, you know what, I could fight back. I don't have to take this. And I don't have to take this mentally. Depression, anxiety, people who are struggling with bipolar, people who are struggling with schizophrenia, people that are struggling with all these different mental illnesses. And we all battle something one way or another, different symptoms or different traits of things. But we're battling this, but that don't mean we have to stay down. That don't mean we can't fight back. We can fight back. How do we do that? One is awareness. One is identifying this is what it is. I'm faced with it. I don't have to run from it. And now I can lean into it and figure out, okay, what are my tools? What are my weapons? How do I fight? What am I going to sacrifice? And maybe it's not a sacrifice, but what am I going to do to make myself a priority, make things that I value a priority? If God is a priority in my life and if my priorities are in order, how can I stop this disruption to getting to my best self of who I am uninterrupted? But I got to know what is interrupting me. I have to be able to pinpoint it, process it, get to the core of it, so that way I know how to fight it. If I know what it is, then I'm making it tangible for me, that I'm saying that I'm bigger because I know what you are. I'm not running from you. I'm not scared of you. I am facing it. And being able to know what is interrupting us. And that's, to me, in a way, that's the bigger question of who am I uninterrupted, but really recognizing who am I interrupted? What is that doing to me? How is that changing me mentally, physically, and spiritually? And is this okay for me? Am I okay with this interruption? Have I learned how to pivot? We talked about that twice now. Have I learned how to challenge it? Have I learned how to take care of myself? Have I learned how to communicate what I need, set boundaries so that way I am facing these interruptions and I'm like, hey, you interrupt me right now, but you're not going to interrupt me forever. You're not going to stop this ship from going to where it needs to go, where it's destined to be, because I want to get there with you or without you. Catch my drift? Sometimes that's with our connections with people that we have with us, but being able to know what interrupts you and also how it's interrupting you. And are you aware of it? And do you know how to challenge it? And that's when our mental health awareness come in, of being able to practice self-care, practice intentionality, being able to, you know what, I need to really work on these skeletons in my closet, going to therapy, talking it out, healing, getting from survival mode to thriving mode, and what that looks like, and what that looks like spiritually. Because God sees us already uninterrupted, because he knows the plans that he has for our life. He knows where he's taking us, and and knowing how to trust him and walk blindly in that. But we need to know that. And sometimes that means having a connection with your higher power, talking to him, seeing it from his eyes and not our eyes. Because our eyes can get weary. Our eyes always don't see the bigger picture. And because we always thinking about, okay, it got to be this, it got to be now. When God is saying, yes, I want you to stay present, but I need you to know that we're not going to just stay here. And that's when we get stuck in complacency. That God is saying, I need you to be content in where I have you now because I'm taking you somewhere else. But don't get complacent in it. And sometimes complacency is our distraction. It is what is interrupting us to get to our best self. And so I want you to be able to think about those things. Focus on those things. So this topic today is really one to really be aware of and process. And we're going to come back and talk about, all right, how do we get uninterrupted? How do we face these interruptions that's coming to us? But being able to really recognize that you're interrupted right now, that there are some things that are distracting you from your best self, that are there maybe by someone else externally, or these may be distractions that we have caused ourselves because we refuse to let go. We refuse to pivot. We refuse to push forward. We refuse to heal, or we refuse to take accountability. And accountability is a big one. We talked about accountability during our first season, but I think that is a huge thing, is when we take accountability for our part, identifying what is in our control. And what are we allowing to take away from us? What are we allowing to move from our control? And one thing I learned this week, yesterday during one of my Bible study classes, one of our members, she said a profound thing, and I had to look at it different. Like, wow, I love that perspective. We was talking about peace and how to keep our peace, and it's intentional when we want peace. That is not something that's just given and just granted to us, that it just comes out the sky and we have peace. Something we got to work for, something we got to demand, as well as something we have to protect. We have to protect our peace, and we got to fight for our peace. When we don't fight for our peace, we're interrupted. We are distracted, and we're allowing and we're giving our peace away. No one is really stealing our peace. We are giving it away. We're saying, hey, I have no barriers around this peace. I have no boundaries around this peace. I have no fight plan, no war plan to make sure I protect it. So here, take it. But no, we want to be able to live a life, our best self, loving ourselves unconditionally. That means, okay, I'm fighting for what I need. I'm fighting for my peace. I'm fighting for my love. I'm fighting for my worth. I am fighting for who I am called to be. And I'm not going to go down without a fight. You're not going to push me out. You're not going to discount me, and you're not going to dismiss me, because I have a calling on my life. I have an assignment, and I have purpose that I'm living out for, and I will live it until the day that I die. And I'm going to fight for it every single day. Even when I'm distracted, even when I am interrupted, I am still fighting for who I am uninterrupted. And I am going to push past the things that interrupt me, and let go of the things that I know that's disrupting me, that is no longer serving me. And being able to walk in that, in that path, and walk in that steps for you by being unapologetic for who you need to be and who you are. This is us loving ourselves unconditionally. This is us taking care of ourselves, identifying and being aware of what is interrupting us and where we want to be, and knowing what it could look like uninterrupted. So ask yourself that question. Who are you uninterrupted? Who am I interrupted? What is interrupting me? How do I stop this interruption? How do I intervene? How do I fight back? How do I go to war with my distractions? How do I take those steps to heal? How do I talk better to myself and have a better positive self-talk? How do I show myself compassion? In the way that I'm showing myself compassion, how do I show compassion to others? Whether they have hurt me, or whether just others in general who are going through their own pain, who I am there for support. How do I listen? How do I show that I care, but still take care of myself and hold my boundaries? These are things that we're taking care of our mental health. This is how we take care of the things. It's not getting massages. It's not necessarily getting a pedicure and a manicure and dressing up and putting on makeup and going out. This is that internal walk of how we take care of ourselves and take care of our mental health. We all have mental health because we all have physical health. We all don't have a mental illness, but we all struggle with things mentally. We don't have to have a label on ourselves, but we also can be aware of what our body is telling us mentally, physically, and spiritually, that these are symptoms that we need a break, or we need to take care of ourselves. We are distracted and we are falling apart. We are becoming complacent, and learning how to do that and fight for that. We are at war. We are at war with ourselves. We're at war with our spirituality. We're at war with the spiritual realm that's attacking us. There are spirits and demons that are attacking us, but we have to know how to fight back. And taking care of ourselves mentally is a way we fight back, because that is where our enemy gets us. It gets us the most mentally. It's going to distract us. And we got to figure out how is the enemy distracting us, and how can I put barriers there? How can I protect that area? Do I know, and being aware of what is distracting you? What is keeping you from your best self? What do you keep falling over? Is it the same thing over and over again that you keep following over? Then we got to do something different. Maybe that weapon is not working. Maybe that weapon is dull. We need to sharpen it. That weapon could be you utilizing effective coping skills. That weapon can you be putting down the drugs. That weapon can be you praying and praising and worshiping your higher power. That thing can be you connecting to more positive people in your life. That thing could be connected to reaching your goals, getting to that weight level that you want to be, and exercising your physical health. That could be you taking that risk for yourself, walking in faith and becoming that business woman or man that you know you could be, that is taking that risk of going after that job that you were called for, going back to school, taking care of you. That could be you challenging those negative thoughts. That could be you saying that I do have something worthy to live for. That is you taking care of you and learning how to battle and fight those distractions. So that is what we talked about today of mental health awareness. So ask yourself those questions, ponder on that, become more aware, and get your armor on. We are getting prepared for battle, and we're going to win this battle because we can't lose, because we are relentless, and we are doing this fight hard, rough, however way, in whatever way necessary to get what we need. And we're unapologetic with it. We are utilizing our relentless behavior, and we are pushing. We fall down, we get back up. We trust yourself, trust the people you have around you. And if you can't trust the people you have around you, then it's time to get some more soldiers in your battlefield. It's time to switch some things out. But you got this. I believe in you. I know you are pushing and you're on this journey, and you're on this journey strong, and there's nothing that can stop you. So thank you so much for tuning in today to Relentless Thursdays podcast. And I'm going to tell you over and over again, don't forget to share with your family, friends, strangers, colleagues. Subscribe, give us a rating, and let's spread the word. We're going to spread this relentless behavior and change the world by us loving ourselves unconditionally, walking in our purpose, answering the calling of our life, and fighting for our peace, and fighting back against all the distraction that's keeping us from who we are. So take care of yourself. Have a safe and wonderful holiday. For those that are on the roads, travel safe, protect yourself. Please don't drink and drive. And we will be back again in 2 weeks with another great topic of relentless behavior and walking in this relentless journey. Love you guys. Take care of yourself. Bye for now.